This episode of TechZilla is sponsored by 23andMe.
If you're looking for an excellent AirPlay speaker that packs a lightning dock for your iPhone 5, check out B&W's, aka Bowers & Wilkins new Z2.
Dang,
Look
that's
at that
pretty.
on the top, that hidden lightning connector. That means iPhone 5, 5th gen iPod Touches, and the 7th gen
Fancy.
iPod Nano plug right into the top. You can use AirPlay to stream iTunes, Last.fm, Pandora, Mixcloud. Basically, you can use AirPlay to stream anything to it. I gotta say, the dock, by the way, is especially well done.
Ooh.
See how it swivels, as in you're not gonna tear it out?
I was freaking out there for just a split second. Why
Yeah,
are you
but-
trying to break the connector?
No, it's really cool. Check this out, right?
No,
So
that's
it's
sweet.
basically, it's built on a swivel. There's some really nice engineering inside of this. They've got a couple of capacitive touch for the volume up and volume down. If I flip it to the back, we're gonna see, ooh, a power button, right? Okay,
Well, that isn't what I noticed.
Okay, but there's Ethernet along with the onboard Wi-Fi, auxiliary input
None of
for the
that.
non-iOS
What's the gaping
devices.
hole?
The gaping hole is essentially a tuned port.
Awesome.
This is where your low and bass come. There's flow port, I think, is what they call the sort of golf ball dimples on this that help smooth out the bass delivery. No Bluetooth, by the way, which makes perfect sense to me. B&W is an audiophile company, and frankly, Bluetooth audio,
Meh.
or sucks. And by the way, quite the shiny remote control.
A little egg.
Yeah, speaking of hockey pucks and eggs,
Holy
setting
cow.
up is pretty painless. You download the Bowers & Wilkins control app. It's available on Windows, Mac, and OS X. You boot the Z2, you wait for the yellow light, you hook your device, whether it's your notebook, your laptop, your computer, whatever has Wi-Fi, to this, and then you basically program your Wi-Fi settings into this, and then you hand it over. Or, of course, you can just dock your i5
So you do the setup
device.
through your mobile device, so you're not
Yeah.
dealing with like a crazy
Well, your
screen
iOS,
menu
there's no Android.
Oh.
There's no Android application as of yet. I hope that's coming in soon. So, very similar, somewhere around here. There it is. Very similar in size to the Sonos Play 3. Sonos Play 3, of course, is a mono design. We got two 3.5-inch full-range drivers inside of this thing, and a pair of 20-watt Class D amplifiers. I don't know if I turn it right. Oh, you can just sort of see. There's one. And there's the other one. So you can see these two 3.5-inch drivers in there.
Oh.
And the port actually, I gotta say, I was really pleasantly, okay, on one hand, it's B&W, right? They make the 800s, they make like the standard by which speakers are judged.
Some of the finest sounding
this-
audio speakers I've ever listened to are
This can
BMW.
kick.
This shocked me.
That is a lot of bass for a very small box. And there's no one-notiness, no booming that we notice. A really good sound. It especially shines with vocals, which I'll,
Hey, I can be the answer. I'm ready to dance when the vamp up. Then when I hit that dip, get your camera. See you
Oh,
that
yes.
shit's the camera.
sorry, trying to get to the part before she starts cursing.
That's my favorite part.
Okay, so Neko Case, one of my personal favorites. Beautiful voice. A lot. Let me turn this down. A really good sense of space for such a small device, right? So, or a sound stage. Look, it's not a substitution for your $10,000 home system, but the speaker design, the built-in digital signal processing, doing a good job, which is what you'd expect from B&W, right? Bowers & Wilkins. I love my 601s. I've had them for a decade. The 800 series are a staple in some of the best recording studios in the world. This is going to replace the Zeppelin Mini. It's $200 cheaper than the Zeppelin Air, which, by the way, will be getting a lightning dock in the near future. Not cheap, right?
How much?
$399.95. And if you're in a blended family, as in iOS and Android, the only way the Android kids are going to be getting this running is,
Headphone
if they
jack.
use the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
Not happening.
Unless they run iTunes on their laptop or desktop.
There you go.
So I'm just saying.
But for the person in your life who has an iOS device who needs a sound dock, that is one of the best sounding sound docks I've ever heard. As far as the compact size and the performance.
They're audio people.
It's ear candy, man.
Ear candy.
I
We
love
like
it.
ear candy. Black available now, white available in June, and as we mentioned, the Zeppelin Air with the
That is good
new dock
engineering right
connector
there.
will be available.
That's almost kid-proof.
soon.
I'm never going to
Almost.
say kid-proof.
Yeah, it's kid-proof until it gets dropped on the floor. Actually, basically reinforced ABS plastic, dense, well-designed, a lot of rigidity in that.
It feels solid. And I think it's a handsome design, too.
It's good looking.
And the tune port in the back is one of my favorite things.
Well, it's nice because a lot
Wow.
of times you get a tune port device and that has a one-notiness where some particular level is like thunk, thunk. This is pretty good, and they're claiming basically 50 hertz.
I'm
and
comparing
up
this
for
to
the
a
bass.
really cheap little radio I use at home for listening to ball games and stuff, but when you mentioned the presence of the sound, it wasn't really distinct of where the speaker was. It sounded a lot bigger than it was,
Words like
than it
full,
is.
rich, detailed.
All of that. It was great.
Or Robert Heron's favorite word, luscious.
Luscious.
Speaking of luscious, let's take a moment to thank one of our sponsors.
Have you ever wondered what you might learn from your DNA? Well, I was, which is why I use 23andMe. Now, they enable anyone to explore their own DNA based on a saliva analysis of approximately 1 million data points in your DNA. Now, customers receive over 200 personalized reports that cover health risks, physical traits, carrier status, conditions that could be passed on to children, and much more. 23andMe first offered their personal genome service in November 2007 for $999, and it only provided 14 reports. But today, you can get over 200 reports, all for only $99. Now, it may sound intimidating, but 23andMe makes the whole process really simple. First, you buy a DNA kit online, then you mail in your saliva sample, postage is included, and after a few weeks, you receive over 200 health, trait, and ancestry reports. So what are you waiting for? Get started today. It's really fun. Check it out at 23andme.com/Texilla to learn more.